Mr. Loo, the $2 million HDB flat is not a house sale price, okay? They're actually interested buyer right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thought this is a very eye-catching number, eye-catching news. I thought it's one of those insanity, but it doesn't seem to be. Let's take a look at this whole thing and see what's the implication for all Singapore properties, shall we? So today I'm going to talk about the $2 million HDB flat that's on sale right now. And I'm not too sure when you first hear this news, is it insanity by the seller or is actually a fortune, for the seller and the neighbors around. So let's take a look at this news, shall we? In Toa Payoh, a DBSS 5-room flat was listed for $2 million. No kidding, $2 million. So a lot of people are like, 这个笑 that kind of thing, right? $2 million, serious or not? Yeah. So let's take a look at what this flat is, and more importantly, the news that they're actually interested buyers. That was the one that's shocking. So how does this 2 million flat look like, and why does it command such a high price, right? This is a 5-room DBSS flat. The ceiling is very much higher. I think the normal HDB ceiling is probably about 2.5 meters, or this is as high as 3 meters. Very spacious. Although the design, I look at it, look very meh to me. It looks very normal. Nothing that extraordinary to me. If you look at the balcony, I think it's nice. Although I think there are many flats around that's nice. I think interior-wise, I think it looks pleasant. I don't think it's anything extraordinary, but it's a high floor with a very nice view. So if you look at it here, from the balcony, I think you can see beautiful scenery and things. So I think it does command some premium from a location point of view. And where is this $2 million flat? So it's actually, within walking distance of 3 MRT stations. That's probably one of the highlight of this one. 3 MRT stations. Within 9 minutes or so, you can walk to Braddell and Toa Payoh MRT. And if you walk a bit further, 15 minutes, you can go to Caldecott MRT. So I've never seen a HDB flat that's so near a couple of MRT stations. So I think from a location point of view, it's pretty interesting. And it's very near amenities. I'm not a real estate agent for this flat now. I'm just curious, okay? Mr. Loo doesn't sell flats, okay? It's pretty near a 7-minute walk from the wet market and an 18-minute walk, which is quite far, in my opinion, from the famous Toa Payoh Food Center. The food center is quite famous. Yeah. So the location-wise, I think is also a premium. It's also near within 1 to 2 kilometer radius from very famous, a very good primary schools. So a lot of parents who are crazy about putting the children into very good primary school, I think they'll be quite interested in this kind of thing. So on this note, I just want to say this, I've come from a neighborhood school. My 3 children come from neighborhood school. My wife come from a neighborhood school. You know what? I think I still did very well for my results. My kids, I think, are still pretty good with their results. So I don't see why everybody should be crazy about sending their kids to crazily competitive primary schools. But the surprising thing is this: they actually got interested buyers. I thought, put this price, everybody will be just the kind of thing, right? No, it's not. So the interesting thing is this: there was actually a news article that says this: 10 inquiries so far received for the $2 million Toa Payoh flat listing. So I actually initially thought that no one would be interested in this flat, but it surprised me. They have actually got 10 inquiries so far. Wow. Well, according to the real estate agent, she said that it's worth the price. It's located at a high floor with a 3-meter high ceiling. It comes with 2 additional small rooms. And among the people who are interested, there are actually 2 groups of potential buyers have already viewed the flat. So they're not just people who call or text. They're actually people who actually visit them, right? One retired couple in their 80s. So I imagine these will be people who probably sell their condos or landed property. They're ready to dump it in this flat. Another couple is in their 20s. Clearly, I don't think they can afford it by themselves. Their parents must be supporting them or so. For those who are actually not aware, the DBSS, there are total 13 developments. So it's a kind of a joint development between private developers and HDB. So they actually have features that look condo-ish. So therefore, they are highly sought after. So they're not exactly HDB. So they are quite rare, large living spaces. This DBSS program, this DBSS nothing is not done by DBS Bank. I think it's called Design, Build, and something. Okay, so this was later suspended in 2011. So it is a very unique kind of the development. So those people who thinks that this flat is not worth it need to know that there's some uniqueness of it. So it's kind of a close. There's some proximity towards certain features of a condo. Is this the only HDB flat asking for $2 million? Well, we did a search. We realized that there's a jumbo flat at Anchorvale, 2,400 square feet with 6 bedroom asking for $2 million as well. Of course, this is probably worth its price because it's very, very big, 2,400 square feet. My goodness, right? So it's very, very big. So what is the highest transacted price so far in Singapore? Well, there is a Tiong Bahru view flat that's sold for 1.588 million. So $1.59 million, a 5-room flat, just a few days ago on 30th of April. So this record price was really eye-catching. Congratulations to the person who actually managed to sell it. I don't know whether to congratulate the buyer, but certainly congratulate the seller. So how many flats are transacted at above $1 million right now? Well, the number has been increasing. If you look at the number right now, there is a steep jump. It's getting very, very common, right? And I'm surprised that the government is not taking any action yet, and we'll talk about that later. But this $1 million flats at the rate is going right now, I think this year will exceed 700-800 flats. I don't think it's a trivial number anymore. I'm not judging whether it's good or bad because I'm probably sitting on one myself, and I'm happy that its value increasing. I'm also very conscious that a lot of people might be thinking, oh, Mr. Loo, the HDB flats are pricing out the market right now. Affordability is going down. Well, fortunately, the BTO flats are still very affordable, and the locations are actually quite good. With the new release of the new scheme, there's prime flats with more restriction on the MOP and things like that. So I'm actually not as concerned anymore because the BTO prices still remain affordable. And for most Singaporeans, I think your flat value goes up, so you feel that your wealth goes up as well. So $1 million transactions are going up, and certainly it means that the rest of the flats are going up as well. Just watching some of the comments by other YouTubers, some other YouTubers that make some of these comments, but I'll just summarize it. This YouTuber actually said, can you find the next buyer to break even, right? So basically it's just saying that once you buy this flat, you lose money, right? I'm not too sure the buyer actually thinks that way. There's another YouTuber say, if you top up a little, you can buy a 3-bedroom and 2-bathroom condominium in Toa Payoh. So within the same vicinity, you already can buy a condo if you just top up little. Why you going to buy a HDB for what, right? So I think basically everybody who are saying that, are you suku or what, right? So what are people saying online? Let's read some of the comments. This someone said that I think this seller is delusional, right? Or maybe it's a start of a trend, right? You should list at, someone else will now list at $3 million, maybe $4 million, just for fun. And someone really pays kind of price for it. You will form part of the valuation for similar flat in the area. This is almost how sellers of 4 to 5-room flats from Tiong Bahru to Clementi along Green Line are listed now above $1 million, and so on, right? So people are actually saying that, hey, this is getting serious. There are also people saying they were overreacting. Only one HDB flat listed at $2 million. You think all the flats are unaffordable, right? And they are also warning to a guy and say that, the flat HDB flat will go down to zero. No, so do you really want to pay so much money for something to go down to zero? And this is something I'm also very concerned about. And there's some other rubbish comment that says that people who buy the flat will actually think that they'll be investigated for money laundering, right, and things like that, right? But I think it clearly caught the eye of everybody, and I think there's increasing concern. Someone actually said this, which I never thought of it. Siao lah, I can get a Sentosa Cove for just $100,000 to $300,000 more. I actually didn't realize that. Okay, and I think there is an increasing cry by some people and say that we need more government measures to control this kind of thing. So I think there are a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of red eye, there's a lot of concern, there's a lot of affordability issues and things like all generating a lot of comments. The key question I'm asking is this: does the government even know that there's a $2 million Toa Payoh listing or not? Well, the answer is yes. The minister, Desmond Lee, actually said this in a news interview. On April 27, he singled out this DBSS flat with $2 million price tag and say this, okay? We have also put in a series of cooling measures so that we ensure the property prices on both private and HDB remain in line with economic fundamentals. Well, no, Mr. Lee, I'm sorry, okay? The private, maybe the HDB has gone out of whack. But anyway, and he says he wants to allay fears that whether this is a reflection of higher resale price, saying that these are headliners. The number of flats that are sold for $1 million or more is a very small proportion only, right? So, and all these have reason why they're so glaring $1 million. Well, in March, 3% of all HDB transactions were $1 million or more. I just want to say this. I don't think the government is very concerned about these HDB $1 million flats. So this is where I would like to speculate. My take is this, okay? My take is this. I think the increase in HDB resale flat increases the wealth of the people. It's a feel-good factor. Never mind whether it's a real wealth or paper wealth or KKK asset. I don't think people care about this. When the HDB prices goes up, everybody feel happy. It's the job of the government to make everybody feel happy. So in that sense, I think this is my speculation. The government is probably closing one eye about it. I don't think 3% is a small number. It's actually a big number. I don't agree that it's a small proportion anymore and it's increasing, right? If I really concerned about this, I will nip the problem at the bud, right? But I don't think they're reacting to it and he's actually saying it. The other thing I want to say is that we're all very concerned whether HDB flats are pricing out the market for people. Well, the answer is no, because the BTO flats are still very affordable. And people buy BTO flats later when they sell it, they will get this thing called total effect, right? A lottery effect, where they actually gain a lot of money. So everybody's happy. The youngsters are happy when they buy the BTO. The people who have existing HDB flats are happy because the paper value goes up. Never mind after they sell it where they're going to stay, but at least the wealth goes up. Everybody feel happy. So if the people are all happy, what's the problem with the government, right? So government, I think, is probably closing an eye towards this problem. My take is that there is a problem right now, HDB, the pricing is probably going out of fundamentals. But I don't think, the government is taking much action about it because it's a feel-good factor for a lot of people. But he did say that they were watching over the next few quarters to see how things will go. So let's watch and see, right? At least for next few quarters, maybe nothing will happen. So my take is this $2 million HDB flats eventually will probably get sold at a lesser price. If the seller is serious, he'll probably need to slash his price significantly. But I don't think it's that urgent a sell. But clearly, right, the 1.588 record will go only up and up and up in an uncontrolled environment. And most of people probably will feel happy about it because it means that your fellow HDB flats will also go up as well. So let's watch and see how this escalation will go. And let's see whether is there any serious buyer that actually landed with this $2 million house, right? With this, let's see how this thing will go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a day or two. Bye bye.